More than cooking, it's a way of life. Cooking. It's a word that makes you think of warmth and family traditions. It's more than just making food, it's a way of life. It's the sound of garlic hitting a hot pan, the smell of spices filling the air. Cooking is about instinct, about knowing what to do because your family has done it for years. It's about taking simple ingredients and making something amazing. It's about the stories told around a hot stove, the laughter shared over a bubbling pot of food. A tapestry of tastes, cooking around the world. All over the world, every culture has its own special way of cooking. Each one tells a story, a history you can taste in every bite. From the flavorful curries of India to the delicate sushi of Japan, each dish gives us a peek into a culture's heart. The spicy flavors of Mexico tell us about their lively and passionate people, while the hearty stews of Ireland make us think of green hills and cozy fireplaces. Cooking reflects the land, the weather, and the history of a place. It's a way to show who you are, to keep traditions alive, and to share them with the world. More than a meal. Cooking connects us. Food is more than just fuel for our bodies, it has the power to bring people together. Sharing a meal is a universal way of welcoming people, of being friendly and making connections. When you cook for someone, you're showing them love, care, and that you want to look after them. Around the dinner table we share stories, laugh together, and build stronger relationships. Something as simple as sharing a meal can create friendships that last a lifetime. Family recipes, treasures passed down for generations. Cooking is a legacy, a treasure chest of family secrets passed down from grandparents to parents to children. These aren't just recipes written on old faded cards, they're like precious heirlooms, each ingredient and instruction carrying the weight of history and family tradition. Grandma's famous spaghetti sauce, the secret spices in Uncle Miguel's legendary barbecue ribs, these are more than just recipes, they're like time capsules, connecting us to those who came before. Each generation adds its own personal touch, trying new ingredients and changing the flavors a bit. But the heart of the recipe stays the same, a culinary thread woven through a family's history. These recipes are more than just instructions, they're stories waiting to be told, memories simmering on the stovetop. The language of food culture on a plate. Food is a language everyone understands, a way of communicating across different cultures and countries. Cooking, in all its forms, tells us a lot about a culture's values, what they believe in, and their traditions. It's a window into the soul of a people, a way of understanding their history, their environment, and their relationship with the world around them. Even the ingredients themselves tell a story. The abundance of seafood in coastal cuisines shows us how important the ocean is for their survival, while the use of many spices in warmer climates tells us how they preserve food and add flavor without refrigeration. More than just taste. The rituals and traditions of cooking. Cooking is about more than just the food itself, it's about the rituals and traditions that happen when we prepare and share a meal. From the beautiful tea ceremonies of Japan to the communal feasts of many African cultures, food plays a central role in social gatherings and celebrations. These rituals often have deep cultural and spiritual significance, bringing people closer and honoring their ancestors. The act of sharing bread together goes beyond cultural boundaries, creating a feeling of togetherness and shared experience. It's a time for storytelling, for laughter, for strengthening the ties that bind us together. The Maillard reaction, the science behind delicious flavors. Behind the sizzle and steam, something amazing happens in our kitchens every time we cook. It's called the Maillard reaction, a chemical reaction between amino acids and sugars that gives browned foods their delicious smell and deep flavor. This complex reaction, which happens when we apply heat, is responsible for the crispy edges of a perfectly seared steak, the golden crust of freshly baked bread, and the deep rich color of roasted coffee beans. It's the Maillard reaction that transforms simple ingredients into culinary masterpieces, creating hundreds of new flavor compounds that make our taste buds happy. Understanding this reaction allows us to use heat and time to get the perfect level of browning and flavor. Fermentation, tiny helpers, creating big flavors. Besides heat, there's a world of microscopic magic happening in the process of fermentation. This ancient technique, used for centuries to preserve food and make it taste even better, relies on the power of tiny organisms like bacteria and yeast. From the tangy sourdough bread we have for breakfast to the complex flavors of aged cheeses, fermented foods add a unique dimension to our cooking. Think of things like yogurt, kimchi, and sauerkraut. These are all products of fermentation where tiny organisms work their magic, breaking down sugars and proteins to create a symphony of flavors. Fermentation not only makes food tastier, but also makes it better for us, easier to digest, and full of good bacteria called probiotics. The science of texture, from crunchy to creamy. Texture is super important when we enjoy food. It adds another layer of excitement to the experience. The satisfying crunch of a fresh salad, the melt-in-your-mouth tenderness of a perfectly cooked piece of meat, the creamy smoothness of a chocolate mousse. These textural contrasts elevate cooking from just eating to a multi-sensory adventure. Understanding the science behind texture allows us to use ingredients and cooking techniques to get the results we want. We learn to control moisture through techniques like searing, braising, and roasting, creating a range of textures from crispy to tender. Whether it's the satisfying snap of a perfectly cooked asparagus spear or the airy lightness of a soufflé, mastering the science of texture allows us to create dishes that are as visually appealing as they are delicious. Beyond the recipe, trying new things in the kitchen. While recipes are helpful guides, the real skill in cooking comes from going beyond the instructions and experimenting. It's about trusting your gut, listening to your senses, and not being afraid to try new things to find amazing flavors. Don't be afraid to change the seasonings, swap ingredients, or even create your own unique dishes. Some of the most famous dishes in history were created by accident or by being bold and trying something new. Cooking is a living, breathing art form, constantly evolving as cooks around the world push boundaries and challenge conventions. So embrace the unexpected, experiment with new flavor combinations, and don't be afraid to make mistakes in the kitchen. The heart of the home, the kitchen. In many cultures, the kitchen is more than just a place to make food. It's the heart of the home, where families and friends gather, share stories, and laugh together. It's where we talk about our day, share secrets, and give advice over steaming cups of coffee or mugs of herbal tea. The smell of spices simmering on the stove, the rhythmic chopping of a knife on a cutting board, the comforting hum of the refrigerator. These are the sounds and smells of home, of comfort, of connection. Whether it's a casual weeknight dinner with family or a festive gathering with friends, the kitchen acts as a magnet, drawing people together, fostering a sense of belonging and shared experience. There's a certain magic that happens when people gather in the kitchen. Sharing a meal, building bonds around the table. From ancient feasts to modern-day potlucks, sharing a meal has always been a powerful symbol of community and connection. The table, filled with delicious food, becomes a place where differences disappear, conversations flow, and relationships grow stronger. It's a tradition that transcends cultures and generations, reminding us of the simple pleasure of sharing a meal. There's a special closeness that comes from sharing a meal with others. As we pass dishes, our eyes meet, smiles are exchanged, and conversations weave through the clinking of glasses. We enjoy not just the flavors, but also the warmth of being together and the joy of shared laughter. The dinner table becomes a tapestry of stories, each dish a conversation starter, a window into different cultures and personal experiences. We learn about each other's families, hopes, and dreams through the simple act of sharing a meal. Food becomes the bridge that connects us, reminding us of our shared humanity. And as we finish our meal, our hearts content, we carry with us the warmth of human connection, a reminder that some of life's greatest treasures are meant to be shared. Generations in the kitchen, passing down traditions. The kitchen is often where cultural heritage is preserved and passed down through generations. Grandmothers teach grandchildren the secrets of their famous spaghetti sauce, fathers teach their sons how to grill the perfect steak, and mothers share with their daughters the time-honored techniques for baking flaky pastries. These culinary traditions, passed down through generations, are more than just recipes. They're a legacy of love, a tangible connection to our ancestors, and a way of keeping their memories alive through each bite. There's a certain respect that comes with learning these ancestral recipes, a sense of responsibility to honor the past while adding our own unique touch to the present. Each generation becomes a caretaker of these culinary traditions, adapting them to new ingredients, changing tastes and personal preferences, ensuring that these flavors continue to nourish and delight future generations. Cooking together becomes a special ritual, a time for storytelling, for sharing memories, and for strengthening the bonds between generations. As the smells of these time-tested dishes fill the air, they take us back to our childhoods, to our grandparents' kitchens, to the very roots of our culinary heritage. And as we master these techniques and make these recipes our own, we become part of a culinary lineage, carrying forward the flavors and traditions of our ancestors, ensuring that their legacy lives on, one delicious bite at a time. Cooking with love, a language of its own. Cooking for others is an act of love, a way of expressing care and appreciation without words. It's saying, I care about you, I want to nourish you, I want to make you happy. From a simple bowl of soup to a fancy meal, cooking for others is about more than just food. There's joy in watching someone enjoy a dish we've prepared with love. Their eyes light up, a smile spreads, and we know we've touched their heart. It's a feeling of deep satisfaction, knowing we bring joy and comfort through our cooking. Cooking for others taps into our caring instincts, showing appreciation and gratitude. Whether baking cookies for a neighbor or preparing a family feast, food nourishes our bodies and souls. And as we see the joy and appreciation on the faces of those we feed, we are reminded of the profound impact that a simple act of kindness can have. And we realize that sometimes, the most heartfelt expressions of love are those that are cooked from the heart. Cooking, a delicious blend of culture, science, and connection. Cooking, a word that makes us think of warmth, delicious smells, and the sizzle of something amazing being made, is more than just a word for making food. It's a celebration of culture, a testament to scientific ingenuity, and a powerful way to connect with others. From the time-honored recipes passed down through generations, to the amazing chemical reactions that transform raw ingredients into culinary masterpieces, cooking is a multifaceted art form that nourishes both body and soul. We've traveled across continents exploring the diverse world of cuisines that reflect the unique histories, environments, and traditions of cultures around the world. We've looked into the fascinating science behind cooking, from the magical transformation of the Maillard reaction to the intricate dance of microorganisms in fermentation. And we've seen how cooking can bring people together, creating a sense of community, strengthening bonds, and making lasting memories around the shared table. Cooking is a symphony of flavors, aromas, textures, and traditions, each element playing a vital role in creating a harmonious and satisfying culinary experience. It's a journey of discovery, a constant exploration of new ingredients, techniques, and flavor combinations. It's a celebration of our shared humanity, a reminder that despite our differences, we are all united by the basic human need for nourishment and connection. Answer the call of the kitchen. In a world increasingly dominated by fast food and ready-made meals, it's more important than ever to rediscover the joy of cooking, to slow down, enjoy the process, and reconnect with the pleasure of creating something delicious from scratch. Let's dig out our grandmother's recipe books, roll up our sleeves, and approach the kitchen with a sense of adventure and curiosity. Let's embrace the imperfections, the happy accidents, and the occasional kitchen mishap, because it's in these moments of experimentation that we truly learn and grow as cooks. Let's not be afraid to change the recipe, to adjust seasonings to our liking, to use different ingredients based on what's fresh and available. Let's trust our instincts, listen to our senses, and allow our creativity to flourish in the kitchen. And most importantly, let's share our culinary creations with others. Let's invite friends and family over for a home-cooked meal, gather around the table, and enjoy not just the delicious food, but also the warmth of being together and the joy of shared laughter. Let's teach our children how to cook, passing down family recipes and traditions, making sure that these culinary treasures continue to nourish and delight future generations. More than just a meal. The enduring legacy of cooking. Cooking is more than just a way to fill our stomachs. It's a journey, a celebration, a way of life. It's a legacy we inherit from those who came before us, a gift we pass down to those who come after. It's a testament to the power of food to nourish not just our bodies but also our souls, our relationships, and our cultural identities. So, let's embrace the art of cooking in all its forms, from the simplest of weeknight meals to the most elaborate of feasts. Let's approach the kitchen with open hearts, curious minds, and a willingness to experiment and explore. Let's enjoy the process as much as the final product, and let's never underestimate the power of a shared meal to bring people together, create lasting bonds, and make the world a more delicious and connected place. Because in the end, cooking is more than just about the food we eat. It's about the memories we make, the traditions we keep alive, and the love we share with every bite.